Thank you, Mr. Carab. Now recognize the ranking member of the full committee, Mr. Nadler, for his opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, today we are gathered not to discuss how the executive branch might work to better protect our air, our water, our food, or our health. Instead, the Republican majority has gathered us to give another platform to far-right advocates who want to dismantle the very agencies charged with protecting our health and safety. Not content to assault our government only in open and violent insurrection, extreme right-wing actors are also launching an assault through our courts to ensure that it is impossible for our government to function. Unfortunately, as we will see today, those two acts of bad faith now go hand in hand. Activists backed by billions of dollars in dark money are bringing cases to our highest court with the purpose of overturning decades of precedent, cases that will create uncertainty for businesses across the nation, that will undermine the protections we rely on for clean air and clean water, and that will enable corporations to evade the law. Based on controversial, novel, and aggressive interpretations of our Constitution, these actors are giving the court the chance to enlarge its power while undermining and limiting those of the people. In one set of cases, relentless and Lober Bright, they seek to upend decades of precedent, holding that courts should respect Congress's authority to delegate to agency experts the careful task of implementing our laws. Instead, they would rather have judges who lack expertise in these often technical matters substitute their own policy judgments in place of those from experts. After a determined campaign to stock the courts with extremists eager to carry out their corporate agenda, it's easy to see why. A poor outcome in this case would affect innumerable rules and would undermine the very protections Americans depend on. In another case, Jarkizi, the plaintiffs are attacking a system that delivers quick relief from independent judges across the executive branch. A poor outcome in this case would mean that litigants no longer have access to approximately 2,000 administrative law judges, or ALJs, to decide issues ranging from Social Security benefits to securities fraud. If this happens, they will have to wait many years for the far smaller federal bench, consisting of fewer than half as many judges, to hear their cases. But for those who want to do away with ALJs, the endless delay and the inability of regulatory agencies to enforce the law is a feature, not a bug. Yet another case, Corner Post, seeks to subject regulations to challenge indefinitely, inviting a flood of litigation for years to come. The same forces behind these cases support other radical efforts to undermine regulations that protect Americans' health and safety. In the same term, the Supreme Court is being asked to overturn the FDA's authority and expert judgment in regulating mifepristone, a key tool in ensuring reproductive freedom, to block a national air pollution rule developed by over many years by experts at the EPA that is predicted to save tens of thousands of American lives, and to overturn the considered judgment of the ATF that bump stocks transform semi-automatic weapons into machine guns, capable of discharging hundreds of rounds of lethal ammunition per minute, as we saw in the deadly mass shooting in Las Vegas in 2017. These cases are not just an attack on the functioning of our expert agencies, but they are also an attack on the separation of powers, a key pillar of our Constitution and the basis for our system of government. They seek to take power away from elected representatives and the officials they charge with carrying out their mandate, and empower judges to completely override the determinations of agency experts, substituting their own judgment, regardless of their comparative lack of technical knowledge and understanding of the underlying subject matter, for the carefully crafted and scientifically based decisions made by agencies. These cases may seem to involve esoteric parts of the law, but they have the power to impact every person, every business, and every aspect of our environment. This war in government, this war in our separation of powers, will make us all less safe. It will cause serious harm to businesses who will be mired in uncertainty. It will endanger our public health by undermining critical regulations, and it will threaten our economic health by letting large corporations break the law without consequence. This war in government hurts us all. I urge my colleagues to listen closely to what the majority's witnesses say here today. They have not been shy about telling the public exactly what they have planned, and I doubt that they will be any less bold today. They will offer a roadmap for the MAGA majority to continue its assault on the regulatory process and the critical protections that executive agencies provide. If they succeed, the economic prosperity fostered by President Biden's policies will be lost. Right now, the U.S. economy is one of the strongest in the world. Our rebound from the pandemic is the envy of the world. Unemployment has been at a sustained historic low. Wage growth is outpacing inflation, and consumer sentiment is up. We must not stand idly by while the far right continues its destructive mission. Instead, we must act to protect our Constitution, to protect the separation of powers, and to protect the American people. I yield back the balance of my time.